Technology has advanced to a degree where a thin and light laptop can provide similar performance to a desktop gaming PC. Here we are going to look at some of the laptops on the market that are great for playing COD. If all you need is a gaming laptop, then you have come to the right place, as we are going to look into the best gaming laptop for Call of Duty. Graphics are powered by a 4GB NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1650, so the Acer naturally falls short of gaming laptops with the GTX 1660 Ti. Since you won't see frame rates much in excess of 60 FPS, the IPS screen sticks to the generic 60Hz refresh rate instead of supplying a 120Hz or faster panel. Less garish than many rivals, the Nitro is clad in black plastic with a red rear panel. Despite my complaints in past reviews of the system, the red on black keyboard lettering remains so low in contrast as to be illegible, unless you're in direct sunlight or a pitch black room with the red keyboard backlight on full. You'll need to be a touch typist and can only guess at the function key shortcuts. On the laptop's left flank, you'll find two USB 3.2 Type A ports, a killer Ethernet port, an audio jack, and a security lock slot. Another Type A port joins a USB-C 3.2 port and HDMI video output on the right. The AC adapter plugs in at the rear. Acer forgot an SD card slot. Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth handle wireless communications. The intended use of the MSI laptop is visually unmistakable. The red dragon logo on the back, the two same colored accents next to it, and the large fan slots are just a few elements that convey that this is a gaming notebook. And as it turns out, a great one for Call of Duty, Warzone. One surprise is the form factor. While other notebooks of this caliber look like a mini desktop with display and battery from the outside, the MSI GE75 9SG remains relatively compact. But this doesn't apply to the included power supply, which weighs more than 2 pounds and is thus heavier than many ultrabooks. The upper side and the top case are made of aluminum, while the rest of the case is made of plastic. Considering the hardware, this makes for a still acceptable weight of 5.75 pounds. The case also appears stable and is largely torsionally stiff. However, the impression of workmanship is diminished by the plastic underside, which takes some getting used to. For the processors, Alienware relies entirely on the new Coffee Lake generation from Intel. In the 15-inch model, the Core i5-8300H with 4 cores and 2.3 GHz base and 3.9 GHz turbo clock marks the entry, which also brings hyper-threading along like its big brother, the i7-8750H. The latter offers 6 cores, which clocks between 2.2 GHz and 3.9 GHz per turbo in Alienware. The i9-8950HK with 6 cores can also be selected as the top model. According to Dell, this should be overclocked up to 5.0 GHz, how the cooling manages this in detail is not yet known. However, Dell had talked about adjustments in the area of the heat pipes and fans, as well as vapor chambers. In the larger model, 17R5, the i7-8750H starts directly with the i9, which is also available for an extra charge. Graphics cards are available from both AMD and NVIDIA. The AMD Radeon RX 570 with 8GB GDDR5 marks the entry level. NVIDIA's GTX 1060, 1070 and 1080 models are optionally available. The 1060 and 1070 are overclocked in the 15-inch model and even all NVIDIA GPUs in the 17-inch model. Moreover, 8GB DDR4 RAM with 2.400 MHz is also available ex-factory. Optionally up to 32GB with 2.666 MHz can be configured. The HP Omen weighs a hefty 7.1 pounds, without power supply. With it is 1.2 pounds more. With its 17.3-inch display, the angular heavyweight is wide and only limited suitable for travel. It is better used as a desktop replacement in your own four walls. Under the armor of aluminum and plastic beats a powerful heart. The built-in Intel 6-core i7-8750H and 32GB of RAM provided a lot of steam in the speed measurements. Office programs and video editing didn't take it to the limit. But the fans turned up audibly with a measured 1.8 zone. The HP Omen also marched through the game measurements without any visible jerking. In native resolution, the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1070 graphics card delivered an average of 150 frames per second, a dream value. On an externally connected 4K monitor it was still a good 53 FPS. The display refreshes the screen a whopping 120 times per second, twice as fast as most notebook screens. The advantage became apparent in hectic gaming scenes. Thanks to the high frequency, the images supplied by the graphics card landed on the display so quickly that torn images didn't stand a chance. The Strix Scar 3's gray hood has a faux aluminum design brushed so that the lines meet near the center, with half of the hood brushed diagonally and the other half rocking a vertical gradient. The lid has an RGB lit ROG logo, and below that there's an off-center cutout revealing the deck. Beyond that, the hinge protrudes outward with a pair of copper vents surrounding the additional ports. Before I even opened the machine, I was greeted by an RGB light bar wrapped around the chassis. Popping open the lid reveals a carbon fiber deck with a similarly futuristic style, but this time in black and gray. The keyboard is a decent size, with dedicated media keys just above the keyboard, while the touchpad doubles as a numpad. The orange ROG keystone is also visible on the right side. Its display has super narrow bezels on the top and sides, although there is no webcam to be found. At 4.3 pounds and 14.2 by 10.8 by 1 inches, the Strix Scar 3 is decently light for a 15-inch laptop, but it's a little thick.